Francisco, a massive fire burned a construction site in Hayes Valley. There we have KTVU's Allie Rasmus live at the site. Allie, we're hearing about some of the traffic impacts all the way back to 101 and the Bay Bridge. What are you noticing locally?
Yeah, Sal mentioned that people should avoid taking Octavia off the Central Freeway. I would say avoid the Central Freeway altogether to get into San Francisco, because we're at Octavia and Fell, and this stretch of road to Oak is completely closed off, and that's because of the fire response out here. You can still see about a dozen or so ladder trucks and other fire trucks and some other apparatus out here. We've seen some PG&E trucks as well. Up until a short time ago, we did see the fire hoses pointed down from these ladder trucks onto the building. They were still watering down the building. Now they've stopped. There's maybe just a little bit, one hose out here, ladder truck with a hose out here still. But see this scaffolding here? This is what is left of the building that caught fire. It was a building under construction on Octavia, and it started right before 6 o'clock this morning. Before this stretch of road can reopen, the fire chief says they have to bring down all that scaffolding you see there. So this stretch of Octavia between Oak and Fell is going to be closed for much of the day. You can imagine the traffic nightmare that's going to create elsewhere in this part of the city here in Hayes Valley. Now, when it comes to this fire, it started just before 6 o'clock, and within 20 minutes, what was left of this partially constructed building collapsed. Take a look. A pretty dramatic scene there. Again, this was just before 6 o'clock. No one was hurt, according to the fire department, because this building was under construction. No one was living there. However, there are people who are displaced by some of the smoke and mostly water damage in 4 apartment buildings around this one. What caused this fire is under investigation, but here's what the chief told us a short time ago about some of the challenges in tackling this.
This could have taken out an entire block of San Francisco, but while we will have some displacements, they really were able to minimize a lot of the damage.
Before the collapse, it was just like the glowing wood frame, and then it all just started collapsing, and it caught 2 of the neighboring buildings on fire.
Now, just to clarify, the chief says there was a little bit of fire damage on the roofs of 2 neighboring buildings, but people are going to be displaced. She said they didn't know exactly how many, but 4 apartment buildings surrounding the one that caught fire, the building under construction that caught fire, are in, people can't go back home there right now. So at its worst, this was a 4-alarm fire. What that meant is that there were more than 40 fire trucks and ambulances out here, more than 130 firefighters. But as you heard the chief say in that soundbite a short time ago, they were very lucky, and they worked hard to make sure that they surrounded this partially constructed building that was on fire to make sure that that fire did not significantly spread to any of the neighboring buildings. We're live in San Francisco. Allie Rasmus, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
All right, Allie,